Hi, old school movie reviews. Okay, this is actually not an old movie. It just came out a few years ago, 2006, I believe. This is a movie called Lady Vengeance, which was directed by um, Park Chan-Wook. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. This is a very interesting movie. I bought this a little while ago because I actually went into the retail store and I was looking for another movie that the same director did called Old Boy. They didn't have that, so I ended up buying this instead. I have since seen Old Boy, but I want to talk about this one. Well, actually, just to put it out there, uh, this movie, Old Boy, and another movie called Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance form what people call Park Chan-wook's Vengeance trilogy. It's not the same story. It's just that there are these three movies that have to do with revenge and justice and and vengeance. So they kind of group those movies together. Um, I really didn't. Well, it's not that I didn't know what to expect. It's more like I expected something completely different. The copy I've got here, right here on the front copy, it says the best revenge thriller since Kill Bill. And I was actually going in there thinking that was going to be a, seat of your pants, edge of your seat action thriller type things, lots of action, lots of violence and things like that. There is some action and violence, but it's not a chills and spills movie. It really unfolds kind of like a more almost even I'd say like in a psychological thriller. Basically, just describe a little bit of the plot. This young lady goes to jail and for like 13 years or so, and she basically is kind of forced to take a rap for for a crime she didn't commit. Well, she's somewhat implicated, but she took the complete fall for it. And the idea is 13 years later, she's going to come out and she's going to get her revenge on the guy who actually is guilty, and who made her take the fall and everything like that. This movie is it's a very interesting movie. It's very different. Basically, there's lots of interesting things going on with the cinematography and things like that. Lots of symbolism, the way the story's told. There's lots of flashbacks, so lots of flash forwards. So you kind of have to pay attention to what's going on. But it's very interesting. It's very engaging. Like I said, it's a little bit under 2 hours, and it's kind of slow moving, but I wouldn't say the movie ever drags. Basically, you kind of follow her along as she, kind of readjusts to civilian life, how she kind of puts together a plan. Also, how you can see how she's trying to do penance for, the guilty things that she has done. You see her, in jail dealing with some of the people there. You see her making friendships. You see her uh, kind of getting even with some people who have done her wrong and done other people in jail wrong. You see her planning and scheming and things like that. You learn a little about the other people who are in jail. And I don't want to give too much away, but I will say this: after she gets out and does confront the guy she's going to get even with, we kind of find out that he hasn't necessarily been resting on his laurels, and he's guilty of even greater crimes, and so other people get involved. And what's really interesting is it isn't just the same sort of just cheesy, you killed this person, so now I must kill you, or type of thing. There is a point where people actually have to make a conscious choice, and they have to make a conscious moral choice. And, you get to see how they do that. And the whole ideal is, it's not an easy thing. It's not how you see it portrayed in most movies and things. Matter of fact, I don't want to give too much away again, but there's this whole ideal of, a lot of people always say, well, if this ever happened to me, or if this ever happened to somebody in my family, I would do this, and something like that does happen, and people have to decide what they will and what they won't do, what moral line they're willing to cross. Um, and basically have to accept that they're all implicated in the actions that follow. It's real interesting that they show them all uh, doing. I don't know. I don't want to say. Well, I was about to say something, but it probably would have given away a bit too much of the ending. But like I say, it does show people dealing with the consequences of their action and how that plays on your soul. It's not just this clean thing. There is kind of a penalty that you face morally, ethically, and spiritually, I think. So anyway, I got this one. The copy I got is not in English. It's got English and Spanish subtitles, so I don't know if there's a dubbed version out here or not. Looks like it's been distributed by Tartan Asia Extreme. Um, I think you probably find it in any major, bookstore or video store, if you live in a big city or someplace that's got a well stocked foreign section. That's about it. Once again, I got to thank you very much for listening. Tell me what you think, and you have a good one.